host of the Gridiron.
Who the heck's going to stop this guy, huh? Can the Giants D-line stop Alvin Kamara? I mean, it's you figure. Jordan Riley and Durden, and oh my goodness. We'd have a hard time, period. If Okereke was in there and Lawrence was in there and Nacho was in there, we'd have a hard time anyway. But it's like, we're going to have McFadden and Muasau in there, I guess, maybe. Man, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge. This guy, what's he have? I think he has almost 900 yards rushing and like 450 I think it's like about 1,350, I think, all-purpose yards. So he's played in 12 games, 1,350. So, he's averaging well over 100 yards a game. The guy's just – and I did a little talked about him a couple of nights ago. This was his eighth, and I forgot. I didn't realize he was in 8th season already. Wow! But the guy's just, he's like the Energizer Bunny. Just wind him up and just let him go. The guy's been a phenomenal player for all these years. But who the heck's going to stop that guy? All right, so we got here. Alvin Kamara, a big test for the Giants' injury-ravaged defensive line. You got that right. Will Alvin Kamara even have to break any tackles on Sunday facing a depleted Giants defensive front? It is shaping up to be all hands on deck emergency situation against the Saints. On the interior of the defensive line, star nose tackle Dexter Lawrence already has been placed on injury reserve with a dislocated left elbow and will not play again this season. On Wednesday, another star on defensive line, Nacho, did not practice because of a neck injury. Also along the defensive line, DJ Davidson with the shoulder and Jordan Riley with the knee were limited. That left the Giants with rookie Elijah Chapman and 2 practice squad linemen, Casey Rogers and Elijah Garcia. Then we brought in Durden. So basically, to take the bulk of the snaps in practice. So basically, what we're kind of looking at quite possibly here, right, would be Elijah Chapman, Casey Rogers, Elijah Garcia, and Corey Durden. Those are our defensive linemen. Oh, my God. A newcomer, Corey Durden, participated for the first time since he was signed off the Rams practice squad. It is also not helpful that inside linebacker Bobby Okereke came up with a back issue and did not practice, and he's out. Okereke started all 12 games this season and rarely comes off the field. He leads the team with 93 tackles. Well, apparently, as long as Newman can stay healthy, apparently Newman's going to pass him on the tackle depth chart or on the tackle list. Let's see here. If he's unavailable, Ty Summers, Matthew Adams, or rookie Darius Muasau will start. So, another option is Deontay Johnson, whose practice window opened on Wednesday. He should be available to play if needed. Kamara will take aim at this injury-riddled defensive front. He is 7th in the NFL in rushing with 894 yards. So he's well on his way to another 1,000-yard season. Giants are 29th in the league in run defense, giving up 145.8 rushing yards per game. The situation is just as dire on the offensive line. So we'll go back to this again, with Jermaine Illuminor and right tackle Evan Neal unable to practice. Veteran backup Chris Hubbard started on Thanksgiving at left tackle against the Cowboys. Illuminor and Neal are not available. The starting duo will be Hubbard and Joshua Ezeudu, which figures to make life difficult for Drew Lock in his second Giants start at quarterback. Also, of course, Deontay Banks, he has his rib, so he won't be playing. Let's see. Head coach Brian Daboll said all the players who were not able to practice should be considered week to week, which is an ominous forecast. Considered day to day is more in line with a prognosis for a player who might be ready in a few days. I think they all have a chance, but I think it's too early to tell how optimistic I am with it, Dable said. He finished his first NFL season, but rookie Theo Johnson suffered a season-ending Liz Frank foot injury. So, yeah, as I said, Alvin. Now, Alvin's, he's not averaging 5 yards a carry or whatever it is like that. But I think he's averaging over 4.3 or so, somewhere around there. So I think he has 206 carries for 894 yards. So he's, it's nothing phenomenal. But they, what we got? 2 on 12. I mean, he's getting the ball. I mean, he's rushing the ball by at least 16 times a game. So he's getting a good dose. You also, let me see how. I forgot how many receptions he has. I mean, let's see. Alvin Kamara. Okay, here we go. I forgot how many receptions he has on the season here. He has, just this year, he's got 59 receptions. So he's played 12 games. So he gets, 5 receptions a game and 200. He rushes the ball 17 times a game, 17.2, and he catches 5 passes. So he's good for at least 22 touches. So in those 22 touches, he's getting over 100 yards. He has 59, almost 60 receptions on the season. I mean, he's on base with darn near close to about 90 receptions on the season. Close. I mean, he'll get, Bryant, at least as long as he stays healthy, he'll get at least into the 80s as far as reception. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This season might be his 5th season. As long as he stays healthy and all that and everything. Out of his 8 seasons, this might be his 5th season out of 8 where he gets at least 80 receptions from the backfield. I mean, jeez. Wow. But the thing is that, let's see, very interesting. See, a lot of it also is that you got to remember, too, is that, a lot of it, when he, in the earlier years, 2017, 18, and 19, and all that and everything, he was with Drew Brees. I throw the ball 99% of the time, Drew Brees, right? So he didn't get the ball as much as he should have. He's never had 1,000 yards rushing. This could easily should be his first season ever with 1,000 yards rushing. He had 694, 897, 898, 932, 797, 883, and 728. So very consistent, 800 and almost 900 yards rushing every season. But this year is 894. He has 5 games left to go. So, as long as he stays healthy, I mean, quite positive, he needs 106 yards to get 1,000 on the season. So don't be surprised if, 3rd, 4th quarter, he's got well over 100 yards rushing, and he's over 1,000. So Alvin Kamara is net. I mean, what do you have? 20 rushing touchdowns? Well, I'm sorry, 16. He had 16 rushing touchdowns in 2020. I think that was the 1 year, and then he had 5 receiving touchdowns. So he had 21 touchdowns in 2020. That was probably the 1 year where he had the 6 touchdowns in a game. It was in 2020, he had 21 touchdowns. So, I mean, just a model of consistency. So I'm saying, so with Alvin Kamara, don't be surprised. I mean, especially if it's for 1,000 yards. I mean, that's a heck of an accomplishment for a running back in the pass-happy modern NFL that we have. Right, to get 1,000, it would be his 8th season, and he's never rushed for 1,000 yards in a season. So he's had a lot of accomplishments, but he's never rushed for 1,000 yards. So look for Alvin Kamara to just in this game alone to get at least 106 yards rushing and hit that 1,000-yard mark. Because I mean the same thing with the Saints. I mean, this is not a. They started off. Let me tell you what, they started off really good. They started off 2-0. Now they're 4-8. So they've gone 2 and out of the last 10 games, they're 2-8. But I mean, the first two games, I mean, obviously they beat the Panthers, but they won 47-10. Then they went into Dallas and they won 44-19. They put up 91 points in the first two games. And then after that, they put up 12, 24, 13, 27, 10, 8. I mean, it's like, what happened to the offense? But, you know, they choked. They should have beat the Eagles, but they choked. Their offense couldn't move the ball. It was just an absolute joke. But I mean, they started off 2-0, and actually then they lost 7 games in a row. They went from 2-0 to 2-7. So I mean, their season's been over with for a long time. So I mean, this here for them, this is like, you know, obviously when you're another team and especially you're playing the Giants, especially in Giants Stadium, for these other teams, this is a get right game. Oh man, we're on the road against the Giants. That's a dub. Oh yeah, baby. You know, so that's what the other teams in the NFL look at. Is like, especially coming in. Oh, we're going into their stadium. Dude, we could play our fourth stringers and win that game. Bye-bye shutout, like 80-0, right? So, I mean, we're just straight up joke in the NFL. So, but look for Alvin Kamara to eclipse 1,000 yards in this game, because I don't know who the hell's going to stop him.